So I am making Hungarian cookies. These are the Kiffles, I believe they're called. Hold on, I'll show you what filling I got. So I got prune, plum, basically plum, and I'm hoping this is the nut one my grandmother used to eat, the poppy seed, the one she used to make, I mean. You could do apricot, you could do pretty much anything, but those are the two I got, and if these turned out good, I'll go back and get more, because they had apricot, raspberry, cherry. So I'm gonna blend together the butter and cream cheese, and then I'm gonna add 2 1/4 cup flour and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm using salted butter. I know some people hate that, but I am using salted butter. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you can see my dishes, you guys. My dishwasher's still not fixed yet. We're gonna try to fix it tomorrow. So I do apologize. I know that's ratchet, but nothing I can do. It's Christmas time. Oh God, come on, get in there. Usually, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna fast forward, is that I would double the batch, but I've never made these ever. My grandmother always has, so I know the dough is very delicate, so I don't wanna waste, but I do have an extra cream cheese if I need to, and then I'm gonna make the other dough for my other cookies. We're only making the dough tonight. Tomorrow, so I might either save this for tomorrow's video, but tonight we're just doing the dough. Okie doke, let's get at it. All right, Gilly, you're gonna be scared for a minute, bud. Oh, he doesn't care. I'm going to gradually add the 2 cups, and then I'll go in with the 1/4 of the cup. So I'm going to do, and I added my salt. I'm going to do half of this to start, get it all incorporated. It's better to do your dry ingredients that way, just because there's not a lot of wet. Definitely want to slow that down. I don't know how I'm going to add more flour. That's a pretty tough dough. All right, let's add the rest of the flour. See what we got going on here. Let's get this going. My grandfather is going to love these if these turn out like his mother's. Okay, so here it is wrapped. I'm just gonna leave it in my fridge. I'm gonna do another one. It recommended in 4 discs, but this is how my grandmother always stored it. So it's basically just a very delicate cream cheese dough. I'm gonna clean everything up and be back to make the other cookie dough that I'll show you. It's pretty much basically the same, but with sugar. So for this one, I do have a full video. It's an old video from my old house, but it's 1 stick of butter, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, a cup of flour, and 2 tablespoons, half and half. That's half and half. You could use milk, but you need the half and half for the richness. So let me get all the ingredients out, and I shall be back. Now for this, you're gonna need powdered sugar and more butter for your frosting as well. I didn't clean the bowl because it's very similar in basically the dough. All right, so no more talking. You know what, guys? I'm going to double the recipe for this. Gilly, I'm going to double this recipe because now looking at the dough, there's going to be nowhere near enough. So I'm going to add another stick of butter. I'm just going to do the repeat. Another stick of butter, another 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 more tablespoons of half and half, yada yada. That way I have enough. I'm going to start blending up that butter though. Okay, so here is that dough. Remember, I doubled the recipe. I have the original video. I'll link it down below for you where you can watch me make these if you want to see them sooner. Hi, all my sweet friends. So I thought I'd do a voiceover for this part. This is the part where I do the dough. So these are 2 different doughs. I noticed watching back, I was a little jumbled, I guess, showing this. These are 2 separate doughs. This one right here has cream cheese in it. This is a Kiffles, I believe you pronounce it. And the other dough strictly has butter. So it's just like a flaky pastry type cookie. I don't even know how to begin to explain it. But this one was simply a brick of cream cheese, no sugar, a stick of butter, and 2 1/4 cup flour and a pinch of salt. Then you strip this into little strips. This actually rolled a lot easier, but you definitely either need flour or powdered sugar. I didn't love the poppy seed filling. It was not my favorite. The prune was good, but I ended up using like raspberry jam and things like that. But you can fill this with any type of preserves, jams you want. Then you cut them into little squares and pinch them together. And you bake them in the oven at 350 for 12 minutes. Now, that might sound a long time for a little cookie, but it needs it. It needs that time, that extra 12 minutes. And I did have a few kind of open up. So halfway through the cooking process, if I noticed that, I just opened the oven and pinched them really quick. And then what you do at the very end is you just dust these with powdered sugar. I can't imagine anyone not enjoying these. They're very simple, very good, but I wanted to explain that the first kind I'm making is Kiffles. The second one is just like a pastry dough cookie with a little bit of buttercream frosting, which you'll see me do. But I used prune and I couldn't find the nut filling that my grandmother always uses. So I did black raspberry, regular red raspberry, and then the prune. I did not like that poppy seed filling. Something was really weird about it. So tonight is Christmas Eve. When I did the actually rolling out of the dough, I also made stuffed cabbage this night. And as you can see, I have chocolate in the background. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing my fudge, and I will post the recipe. We have to go help a friend tomorrow. They had a major emergency, and they had a burglar in the house, and all kinds of crazy shit happened. I'm just in such a total state of shock by it all. So we have to help them tomorrow. So I was really trying to get as much as possible done because I also have to go visit my family tomorrow. So again, you just cut these into squares. They don't have to be perfect, you guys. I know some people do like them perfect. And then you just pinch them and then powdered sugar them. They definitely need powdered sugar. Now, this is the dough that strictly is not a brick, sorry. 1 stick of butter, but I doubled it. So I did 2 sticks of butter, and then I'll have all the measurements down below. So this is butter, a 1/4 cup sugar, I think 2 1/4 also with the flour. This needs a lot of flour or it is going to stick and be a monster. And then you cut them out. The littler the better. These are meant to be small, and you guys, typically you should use food coloring for the icing. It just makes it look more festive. Usually you do red and green. That's what my family does up north. But I just forgot. And to be honest with you, I don't think it really does anything other than makes it a little more festive. And I ended up powdered sugaring these as well. So you just cut them out as even as possible. They never turn out the same for me. I don't know why. Some were bigger, some were small. These go in the oven at 350 for right around 6 minutes because they are so tiny. They cook super fast. And the nice thing about these is they don't have egg in them. They don't have anything that's really bad for you. I mean, not bad for you, but like you don't have to worry about the eggs or anything in this because it's just butter, cream cheese, sugar, and flour. So I just cut them out. You need an even amount because you sandwich them with the icing in between. So you need to remember to make sure you have an even amount of these. So I just keep cutting them out and I bake them like I said. And then tomorrow, like I also said, I'm going to finish up editing this, finish up my sister's one Christmas present of the blankets that I'm making them. Tomorrow I'll do fudge, and then I'm going to my grandparents around 6. And I would love to get a video of them, so hopefully they will agree to it and everybody will just be getting along and it will be beautiful. This is the first Christmas I am spending without my one sister. Well, actually, without both of my sisters, but my one sister's been married for quite a while, so we haven't spent every Christmas Eve with each other, but this is the first Christmas without my middle sister, so it is not the best. So here I am making the frosting. It's just your kind of typical buttercream, so I like to whip up the butter till it gets to like that yellow frothy consistency, not frothy, but like whipped. And then I just add probably 2 to 2.5 to 3 cups of powdered sugar. You really need to test and go. And I added half and half in this. You could do milk. Whole milk would be great. Heavy cream would be great. I just wanted to use up some of that half and half, and it worked perfect. And you definitely want to add some vanilla. So I just kept adding and tasting till I got the right taste. At first I thought the powdered sugar I did this amount was enough, but it definitely was a little too buttery. And you need that sweetness because the dough of these cookies are not sweet. Well, they are sweet, but what really does it is the filling. So I guess your filling's super sweet and the cookie's kind of just there to take on whatever flavor. So I just keep doing that. I did not do puppy chow this year or any type of chows like that, like Chex Mix, none of that. I just didn't have the time this year. To be honest with you, I just didn't feel like doing it. But I do really appreciate all of you watching this year. I hope it was somewhat enjoyable. I know it wasn't as fun as last year, I guess. I had a lot more going on last year. So here I am scraping it and just keep adding the ingredients. And then I will leave you to that. I don't think there's much more to say. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave them down below for me and I will answer them. I will also have the recipes written out and the original video where I definitely explain it a little bit more. So these are all from my grandfather and some are from my family. Look at him. He would love a taste of it right now. He's such a sweet baby. These and the stuffed cabbage is for my grandfather. Again, he's turning 80 tomorrow, so maybe send your birthday wishes for him and I'll show him. He would love that, and he's just getting up there in age, and it's not fun watching people that you love get older. However, he is definitely young for 80 and very handsome and very sweet, and the man that raised me, and I'm just very, very grateful to have had him for 80 years. His mother lived to 103, so it does seem like they have quite a nice lifespan in that side of the family. It is great to see that. So he's very active, and I have been spending quite a bit of time with him, and it just makes me very happy, and I know how important it is to him. So right now I'm just whipping up my butter. Then you'll see me. I'm still tasting. You guys, these are for my family only. If I was making these for anybody else, I certainly wouldn't be sticking my finger in it. I know that's going to drive someone nuts, but he's my grandfather. So here I am just frosting my little cookies and sandwiching them. And that just brings me to the end of this vlog. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. And thank you for watching me make my Christmas cookies. Okay, guys, I love you. I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Hopefully, I guess it will be Christmas Eve the next time I see you. Bye, guys. Kaboom.